In the depths of the Middle East, a prophetic storm brews, unnoticed by most, but with implications that are staggering. An impending war, like no other in history, stands poised to usher in the end times, and it is not the fabled Gog-Magog conflict. Within the sacred texts of the Bible, we find the visions of the prophet Joel, a man touched by divine insight. His prophecies foretell the time of reckoning, a time when destruction of unprecedented magnitude will reign upon humanity. However, before the cataclysmic deluge of the end times, Joel leaves us with a cryptic warning, one often overlooked by contemporary teachers of Bible prophecy. A war looms on the horizon, a war unparalleled in its uniqueness, one that only the wise will recognize as the harbinger of the end times. It is this very war that sets in motion the sequence of events leading to the beginning of the end times, a sequence eerily described by Jesus in his Olivet Discourse. According to Jesus,
"Nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. There shall be famines, pestilences, and earthquakes in diverse places."
John, in Revelation, provides a more detailed account of the beginning of the end times, where the four horsemen of the apocalypse embark on their devastating ride. But what of this enigmatic and singular war that precedes their charge? It is revealed in Joel chapter 2, verse 30, where the Lord speaks of it to his prophet.
"I will show wonders in the heavens, and in the earth, blood and fire and pillars of smoke."
This strange war, adorned with heavenly wonders, stands as the foremost harbinger of the impending end times. Joel further explains that following these omens, the day of the Lord shall begin, a biblical term synonymous with the end times.
"The sun shall be turned into darkness, and the moon into blood, before the coming of the great and awesome day of the Lord."
These words hold profound truths, revealing not only the convergence of the day of the Lord with war and celestial marvels, but that before its launch the strange war must happen first. And of the strange war there is an ominous hallmark: mushroom clouds.
I'm David Brennan with the Sword of David Ministry. This prophecy by the prophet Joel is a very specific one, and based on current events in the Middle East, is one we should keep a detailed eye upon. Now let's continue getting more details.
Pillars of smoke refers to timara, a Hebrew word depicting a specific type of smoke column, a palm tree-shaped column, reminiscent of a mushroom cloud, a symbol of nuclear devastation. Is the prophet hinting at the use of nuclear weapons used in a war just before the end times? It seems so, and the unleashing of nuclear arms in this war triggers a cascade of prophetic events. Before exploring these subsequent events, let us consider the enigmatic heavenly wonders Joel speaks of in association with this war. Wonders in the heavens, mopet, a Hebrew noun denoting not just wonders but miracles or signs. While the precise nature of these signs remains undisclosed, those with wisdom will undoubtedly discern their significance as mushroom clouds rise in the war-torn skies. When this war, infused with nuclear weapons and celestial signs, unfolds, we can be certain that profound prophetic events are on the horizon, paving the way for the dreaded end times. However, a burning question remains: which nations are entangled in this strange war? To uncover this answer, we must first turn to a basic biblical truth and then the current geopolitical landscape. Biblical prophecy distinguishes between Israel and the world's nations, making it highly likely that Israel plays a central role in this extraordinary conflict. What strengthens this hypothesis is Israel's possession of nuclear weapons and means of delivery. Now, we must confront another pressing query: who is the target of Israel's nuclear wrath, and why? And that answer points directly at the nation of Iran. While Israel faces numerous threats across the Middle East, none are as perilous as the Islamic Republic of Iran, whose leaders openly advocate for Israel's annihilation. With Iran's relentless pursuit of nuclear weaponry and intermediate-range rockets, a grave danger looms for the restored Jewish nation. Unlike previous threats, the geographical distance between Israel and Iran complicates any potential military action, eliminating the element of surprise. Moreover, Iran's nuclear facilities are deeply nestled within granite mountains, rendering conventional weapons ineffective and leaving tactical nuclear weapons as the sole viable option.
With the passing of each day, Iran's nuclear program gets that much closer to reaching their goal of nuclear weapons. And at some point, the Israeli Mossad, their intelligence service, is going to alert the Israeli leadership of this fact. At that point, will Israel use tactical nuclear weapons to destroy the facilities that threaten their nation's existence, facilities that conventional weapons cannot destroy because of where they're located?
Such an action by Israel against Iran's nuclear infrastructure would manifest the mushroom clouds foreseen by Joel, leaving only heavenly wonders as the final confirmation. Yet, this audacious move would have additional prophetic implications, catapulting Israel into international isolation. Also foretold by the prophets and likely leading to the fulfillment of yet more prophecy. That of the United Nations, the first entity in world history representing all nations, to seek action against Israel, most likely through the partition of its land to create a Palestinian state. A goal long pursued by the UN in the name of peace. Consider another prophecy by Joel which states that an entity referred to as all nations will divide the land of Israel.
I will also gather all nations, and bring him down to the valley of Jehoshaphat.
The valley of Jehoshaphat is the theater of God's judgment upon the nations, and represents the beginning of the end times. Then he gives the reason for this divine judgment against all nations in the same verse.
They have also divided up my land.
It is the division of Israel's land by all nations that triggers their judgment in the valley of Jehoshaphat. It is the final act leading to the launch of the end times, wherein the devastation of all nations takes place in that opening scene, making the way for the Antichrist to ride the white horse of Revelation 6 to victory across the stricken world. But the action that proceeds this series of grand prophecies is Joel's strange war with mushroom clouds and wonders in the heavens. So beware, and keep a watchful eye on events in the Middle East, and how they relate to the conflict between Israel and Iran. And if Israel eventually must turn to their nuclear arsenal, to deal with the mortal threat posed by the Iranian nuclear program, look for some kind of heavenly wonders to happen concurrent to that earth-shaking event. And then know the end times are truly on the verge of beginning.